Some things are built to last. Tested by the elements, proven by time, engineered for whatever comes next. Summertown Metals. Strength in every storm. Building dreams that last.
From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your weather at noon.
Good afternoon, Taylor Plott here in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center with a check on your latest forecast. We're expecting showers and storms to pop up this afternoon and evening. The good news is it's not going to be overly widespread, only expecting isolated to widely scattered type of coverage. That changes, though, unfortunately, as we get into the weekend. We're expecting multiple rounds of showers and storms, some of which could be on the strong and even severe side. I'll break that down here coming up very shortly. First off, live look from our Arctic Air Skycam network this afternoon, showing generally a partly cloudy sky out there, kind of a mix of sun and clouds expected. Basically the same situation like what we had yesterday, except that we're going to have an increased chance at a few showers and storms today and tomorrow. But like I mentioned, it's not until we get to Friday, Saturday, and the weekend that we're going to be seeing the higher end rain chances. But still looking pretty good out there from our Arctic Air Skycam network across the area. Temperature wise, looking like this: 83 in Huntsville, 81 in Fayetteville, 82 in Lewisburg, 81 here in Lawrenceburg, 84 over there in Florence, 82 in Waynesboro, and 84 degrees over there in Savannah. Taking a look at the radar satellite composite, showing you where those clouds are. We've got a pretty nice batch here that's moving in from the west. The shower and storm activity are kind of in the middle between two areas. We've got an area over here towards our southeast. That's actually the area that the Hurricane Center was watching for a very, very small chance at development. There's still going to be an area of low pressure that develops from that, but it's going to be further inland, so it's not going to have any tropical characteristics with it. Our main focus, though, for our area will be all this stuff off to the west. We had severe weather off in the plains yesterday. Those type of systems are getting more organized off to our west, and then they'll finally try to track on through here as we get into the end of the week. We don't expect big time severe weather like they had out there in the plains, but we'll still get some strong and severe storms across our neck of the woods, I think. Weather Where You Live forecast looks like this: 86 in Waynesboro, 87 in Red Bay, 87 in Madison, with still kind of that mix of sun and clouds throughout the majority of the day today. Hometown forecast: 85 in Linville, 86 in Pulaski, 86 in Chapel Hill, 85 in Lawrenceburg, and 85 degrees in Collinwood. As we go down south across the state line, 87 at Owens Crossroads, 88 in Decatur, 87 in Athens, 87 in Cortland and Rogersville, and 88 degrees over there in the Shoals today. Futurecast will show you kind of the coverage of the showers and storms we expect later on this afternoon. Started things off at 2 p.m. here, still that mix of sun and clouds, but here comes those isolated to scattered showers and storms popping on up. I would not really look at kind of the pinpoint area to say, hey, Huntsville and Madison at 6 p.m. you're definitely going to be seeing showers and storms. You easily could, but just know kind of a general rule of thumb. We're just looking at the overall coverage of how these storms could track on through. During the late evening hours, maybe still holding on to a few isolated showers, but by the time we get into midnight, overnight tonight, we're going to see all of that move on out, and we're just kind of left with cloud cover. Probably expecting a partly to mostly cloudy sky during the morning hours on Thursday. Going to see some peaks of sun during the afternoon, and that will allow, as you see here, more showers and storms starting to pop on up across the area. Basically the same temperatures like today are expected tomorrow: 84 in Ardmore, 88 in Fayetteville, 89 in Huntsville, 86 in Athens, 85 in Lawrenceburg, and 86 degrees in Waynesboro for your high temperatures on your Thursday. Rain chances over the next 7 days. We've been talking about this. The weekend, unfortunately, I know I hate it too. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday got those 70% chances on the board right now. As we get into the beginning of next week, though, Monday and Tuesday, we should start to see those shower and storm chances start to tick back down just a little bit. But unfortunately, we got to get through the weekend first. Here's the overall setup that we have for this stormy pattern that we're in. We have an area low pressure off to the north that's kind of looking at the upper level pattern, if you will. So kind of a, not necessarily upper level low, but just kind of an area low pressure trough that's off to our north. Got a ridge off to our southwest, and that's going to allow that flow to generally come from the west to the east. So what does that mean? That means any storms that develop off to the west cluster up and become what we call MCS. It's kind of like a big area, big line of storms, if you will. Guess where it's going to track? It's going to track exactly where that upper level flow is is headed. So anything that develops off to the west over the weekend, we're going to be watching track on through. Now, I will say we don't have the ability to narrow down the exact timing. You see here, it's too far out for the exact time of each wave. And I will go ahead and tell you, it's going to be a domino effect where what happens Friday ends up determining what happens Saturday. Same thing for Saturday into Sunday, and possibly Sunday into Monday as well. So we can just give you this broad overview that we expect multiple rounds of showers and storms to track on through any given moment Friday through about Monday, and some of those could be strong and severe. Here's what it kind of looks like from a model perspective here from 5 p.m. on Friday. And again, like I mentioned yesterday, what you're looking at here, you're not looking at a big blob of just rain and storms right here. This is a 3-hour window, if you will, of the model saying here's what's going to happen within about 3 hours. So about 5 p.m. what this shows is actually an MCS that will probably end up being down here if this model is correct, from Atlanta down towards Montgomery, pushing south. So this is where it had come from for the past 3 hours. So that continues to push that way. You see another round possibly going into the morning hours on Saturday, and then another one possibly during the afternoon hours. So again, that's why we're kind of saying multiple waves of showers and storms could be tracking on through. As we get into your Sunday, same situation. We'll be watching showers and storms. Another MCS could get going off to our south, and then we're watching another area off to our north. That could end up being what happens on Monday. So again, whatever develops, if it's off to the northwest, we'll kind of track in from the northwest. If it develops from the west, it's going to track in from the west, but you still kind of got that general west to northwesterly type of pattern with all those showers and storms. And like I mentioned, we can't really pinpoint where these occur. The model will show you one idea, but like I mentioned, what happens Friday determines Saturday, Saturday determines Sunday, and so on and so forth. So just know, as a general kind of overall rule of thumb, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and even into Monday, we're going to have to watch for those clusters of showers and storms where they track. And like I said, where they track, they could produce some gusty to damaging winds, maybe some large hail. Those are kind of the risks that we're really watching for right now with this system. So keep checking back with us here at the Tennessee Valley Weather Center for the latest. I will say, still, don't cancel any weekend plans yet, but I would encourage to have a backup plan in place in case you do need to kind of hang around indoors with all this shower and storm activity tracking on through. Temperature-wise, we're going to start getting down to a little bit below average this time of year because of all the rain and cloud cover. So expecting more low to mid 80s Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday, maybe even some lower 80s expected on Tuesday. But again, it looks like the chances for rain and storms will start to go down just a little bit as we head into the beginning of next week. That's your latest forecast here from the Tennessee Valley Weather Center. Fred Gossage will be in at 5 p.m. to give you another update on not only our storm threat, but also take another look at your updated 7-day forecast. Until then, I hope everybody has a fantastic Wednesday afternoon.
You're watching the Tennessee Valley